Hey everyone, welcome back to day 2 of my creative quarantine challenge. Ooh, sorry. I'm in my basement on my couch because it's super comfortable and I wanted to be comfortable for this video, hence my t-shirt. So yesterday I did a cover of Fleetwood Mac's Dreams, and then today I did some writing actually, and instead of reading you the piece that I wrote today, I'm gonna explain kind of what I'm writing about and why I chose to start writing about this. So let's get into it. Sorry, I poked myself on this pillow. It has stuff sticking out of it. Okay, anyway. So back in college, we were assigned to do a how-to essay. So basically you're explaining how to ride a bike, how to fix something, whatever it may be. And I decided to take kind of a more creative route instead, and I decided to write about what I was going through. And what I was going through at the time was being ghosted. Yeah, so that was happening and it was just awful and devastating. I only knew the guy for a short amount of time, but it didn't matter because he was so cute and I just like liked him so much, and we had plans, and then he just like dropped off the face of the earth, and I was super devastated about it. And I did a lot of crazy things, like, oh my gosh, just like really bad to look back on. But I decided to take the more humorous path and write about that in a humorous way. And my professor, she liked it and she asked to keep it for future reference, whatever that means. No, I really like her. I love her. And so, flash forward to a Christmas party that year, and my sister told me that I should read it out loud, and I did. And I didn't realize how funny it was, but like people were laughing, and even though it was kind of to my chagrin that I had done all of that stuff, I was just happy to make people laugh, and I was happy that I could like laugh at myself, and it was just really fun to do it. So I was told I should write more essays like that. So yeah, so I was taking stories from when I was in first grade all the way to even my most recent failure at an attempt at whatever. Not bitter, I swear. And and I write about the things I just like that looking back at I can laugh at, because whenever I write these things it feels very healing, and it feels like really good that I can laugh about these things. Yeah, so I'm going to tell you a story that was kind of embarrassing but very unique to me, but also relatable, and it was in high school. So let's go. So in high school I had braces until my sophomore year. Braces is never just a good look on anyone, to be honest, especially with the bands. I remember I tried to get hot pink bands, and then teal bands, and then gray, and really I don't know who came up with the concept of having fun colors on your teeth. Like no one looks good. Like what are we doing, really? And gray bands are really the safest choice that you can pick, but even then, like, it starts mixing in with the food and it starts yellowing just a little bit, so then you're walking around with kind of like yellowish teeth until your next change of your bands, so that's just awful too. But anyway, when I was younger I had always wanted a straight teeth. I actually don't think anyone knows this. So when I was younger I had a gap between my teeth, like so far apart, like you could pretty much park a car there. It was really bad. And my mom when we would go driving in the car, she would give us a piece of gum. This was before I had braces. Not that I followed the rules anyway, but it was before I had braces. And I would I would so longingly, like, you know, you look out at the window and you dream of stuff. Like, I dreamed of straight teeth. So whenever my mom gave me a piece of gum and it would be like white gum, I would chew it and then I would take it out. This is so gross and so bizarre, and I'm like really embarrassed by it. I would take it out of my mouth and like stretch it a little bit and then like place it over my mouth. So it looked like I had a straight two front teeth, and I would look in the mirror, like the rear view mirror, in a car, and I would like smile at myself occasionally because I wanted it so bad. But yeah, so okay, flash forward again. It's the day I'm getting my braces off, and I was so excited. There was this boy that I had liked, and it was one of those crushes where he was in two of my classes and we were assigned to sit next to each other. Keyword, assigned to sit next to each other. And he was nice. He would like talk to me, make jokes and stuff. And I started developing a crush on him because he was smart and he would make the time go by fast. And I don't know, you like people who are like nice to you and talk to you and stuff. So yeah, I had like a little crush on him. And I knew I was going to be back from getting my braces off in time for our second class together. And in my mind, getting your braces off was just opening up a whole new world. Like, I had this perception that when I went in, I would turn heads because people would be like, who is that? Who has that awesome smile? Like, they wouldn't know that it was me. And not that they would know anyway, because I was really quiet in high school. So like, I really didn't talk that much, so you can't notice anything if like your mouth isn't opening. So but I just thought my life was about to change, and in a sense part of that dream came true. I remember it was really the first time I experienced narcissism, because after I got my braces off, I was sitting in the passenger seat on the way back to school, and my mom had gotten me french fries because I didn't have lunch, and I flipped down the visor and I flipped open the mirror, and I was eating my fries slowly and chewing with my mouth open, and I like couldn't stop looking at my teeth. I was so amazed. I went through that whole fry thing just like looking at myself eating them, and I had never looked at myself that long in a mirror before, and it was just, I was so fascinated with how beautiful my teeth looked, and I was like, wow, I just got so much prettier. It was really bad. But anyway, so I got back in time for English class, and I opened up the door, and it felt like this new world was about to start. And I sat down next to him, and he looked at me and he asked me where I was in the class before, and I didn't want to make it obvious that I had gotten my braces off. Like, I didn't want to be like, ah, like, you know, laughing, like showing my front teeth, but I wanted him to know just a little bit. So I'd like flash him like quick smiles and like laugh at his jokes and stuff. And then he was like, ooh, he looked at me and he was like, there's something different about you. And I knew he knew it was different about me, but I just was like, and then he was like, oh, you got your braces off. And I will never forget how excited I was, because in that same class period, he slid over his phone and he asked for my phone number. And that was such a good day. Like, a part of my dream came true. We never really texted, to be honest, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. Doesn't ruin the moment for me. It was great. So this is how this crush ended. Flash forward a few weeks, months, I don't remember. But something happened between me and him, which is just something you don't really recover from, because it was so bizarre and so weird that I couldn't be like, okay, I can justify liking this guy any longer. Like, ugh, it was just like horrible. I felt so weird. So I had a skin tag, and it was pretty gnarly looking. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty big, and it was on my neck, like right here. And he sat on the left side of me. So I didn't really think it was that noticeable. Little did I know, like, it was pretty noticeable. To him, apparently, maybe to other people, but to him, he made it known that it was noticeable, which is just humiliating. And he sits next to me in biology class, and I catch him looking at me from the corner of my eye, and I'm just like feeling myself that day, because I'm just thinking that he's looking at me because he thinks that I look pretty. Little do I know that I think that he's staring at my skin tag, because like not only a few moments later does he say wait, and then it just like time stands still, and he reaches over and he's like, you have a piece of rice stuck to your neck, and he flicks my skin tag, and I was too embarrassed and I was too shy to tell him that it was a skin tag, so he thinks he's flicking a piece of rice, but worst of all, he goes, it's not coming off, and I just do not have the heart to tell him that, like, nope, you're flicking off a growth in my neck. And that's how that crush ended. I would also just like to point out that it didn't really help that the next day, or 2 days or 3 days after it, I showed up with a big band-aid on my neck, because that's how I was getting rid of my skin tag and I needed to cover it up. So, and yeah, that's like, that is the weirdest ending to a story, and it was pretty horrible when it happened. But you know, I look back and you know what, I guess I have to be grateful that it happened, because after that I got it removed. So that's my story for today. I'll see you tomorrow for day 3. Bye.